The Coffin Maker and the Wandering Spirits. In the remote villages of old, there was a fascinating story about an artisan who crafted coffins. It was said that he was haunted by the unfinished business and unresolved burdens of the deceased. How did this story unfold? Let us follow the tale. The story takes place in a small town far from the city center, a place where supernatural rumors and eerie occurrences were frequently whispered among the villagers. The story centers on a house at the edge of the village, owned by a man everyone respectfully called Mr. Land. He was over 60, and no one knew where he had come from when he arrived over 40 years ago. They only knew that in his youth, he was a miner, but he was also a highly skilled craftsman, and his work was widely admired. He once had a wife and a joyful life. However, tragedy struck. One day, while he was out smoking, he accidentally caused a fire that consumed his house. His wife, who was home at the time, perished in the flames. He tried to rush in to save her, but it was too late. He was badly burned, leaving one side of his face scarred and his right eye permanently damaged. Grief-stricken, he left his old life behind and moved to this remote village. He turned away from his former profession, partly to avoid painful memories and partly because his disfigured face made him feel he was better suited to crafting coffins. With his skillful hands, he created sturdy, meticulously crafted coffins. His reputation grew, not just in the village but beyond. Every coffin he made was a work of passion, crafted from the finest wood, lined with smooth, precious materials, and sealed to protect the body. Despite attempts by others to imitate his trade, none could match his quality, and eventually, they all closed their shops. One day, after finishing a coffin for a neighbor, Mr. Land sat on his familiar chair, resting as he waited for the buyer to arrive. His profession was a strange one. It only thrived when someone passed away. There were times he worked day and night, yet other times he sat idle. That morning, a man from the village, someone struggling and whom Mr. Land often helped by giving him work, arrived to transport the coffin. After securing the beautiful, dark red coffin to the cart, Mr. Land carefully reminded the man of the rituals to be performed before placing the body inside, to avoid bringing bad luck upon the family. The man listened respectfully, thanked Mr. Land, and departed. Mr. Land watched the cart disappear, hoping for a smooth journey. As he turned back, he noticed a noodle shop nearby. The owner was a kind, middle-aged woman, and Mr. Land often ate there. As he sat, a funeral procession passed by, carrying a dark red coffin. He immediately recognized it as the one he had just crafted. Something felt wrong. The essential rituals he had advised had not been performed, and the time since he had handed over the coffin was less than an hour, hardly enough time to prepare everything. Curious and uneasy, Mr. Land asked the noodle shop owner about the family. She told him they were from outside the village. For reasons unknown, Mr. Land stood up and decided to follow the procession. They reached a bridge over a river in the village when a strange event occurred. The pallbearers suddenly stopped, unable to move forward. The young husband, who was leading the procession, turned back in surprise. The pallbearers were trembling uncontrollably, struggling to hold the coffin. Despite their experience with heavy loads, this coffin, which should have been relatively light, now felt unnaturally heavy, as if it were anchored to the earth. Mr. Land rushed forward, telling them not to drop the coffin, as it could bring misfortune. He approached the husband and the brother-in-law to uncover the truth. The husband, looking pale and anxious, eventually confessed. He had been working away from home, and during that time, he had an affair and a child with another woman. He had returned to demand a divorce so he could be with his new family. His wife, deeply in love despite her suspicions, had been heartbroken. That night, after a painful argument, she had agreed to the divorce, only asking for one final night together. The next morning, he had found her dead. She had taken her own life. Mr. Land understood immediately. The spirit of the wife was filled husband had to show true repentance. The husband knelt and begged his deceased wife for forgiveness, confessing all his sins. At first, the coffin remained heavy. It was only when he truly wept and begged with a heart full of genuine remorse that the weight suddenly lifted. Everyone was awestruck by the wife's capacity for forgiveness, even in death. Mr. Land did not return home, but followed the procession to the burial site. It was a remote, rugged area where the villagers lived primarily by farming and fishing. This led to another encounter. One day, a fisherman named Mr. Thursday and his son, Juan, were out fishing. As they headed home at dusk, they saw a girl in a red dress standing on the bank, waving. Mr. Thursday was terrified. He knew it was not a person. He grabbed the oar from his son, shouting at him to keep rowing and not look back. The girl kept appearing, waving from different spots along the riverbank. Terrified, Mr. Thursday pulled out incense and candles, items used to appease the spirits of the departed. He lit them and prayed, telling his son to kneel and pay his respects as well. After praying, the figure vanished. However, they soon heard a hauntingly familiar song echoing in the mist, and the figure reappeared, her face now twisted into a terrifying demonic visage. Realizing they were dealing with a malevolent water spirit that wouldn't let them leave, Mr. Thursday made a desperate decision. He ordered his son to dump all their fresh catch back into the river as an offering. When that didn't work, he used a final ritual. He took 2 paper effigies, pricked their fingers to put a drop of their blood on them, and placed them inside their shirts. He then threw their shirts into the river, hoping the spirit would mistake the effigies for their bodies. They then jumped into the water and swam with all their might to the shore, finally escaping the spirit's trap, leaving their boat and their hard-earned catch behind.